I'm gonna do, we're gonna do, appreciate what worked and any tips for success, and then if there's anything we think that might be different next time. I want to give you a hint about bullets. If you have time, like later, you can go back and see all that white. Just watch the difference between when I fill in. What the bullets do is anchor your eye, and when they have the white in them, they don't anchor as well.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
So it only takes a second, but afterwards, again, if it's a chart that you're going to show other people, you can go, oh, you know what? I think I'll fill in my bullets. One of the ways that you can make bullets, if you make a bullet like this, it's liable to have white in it. If you make a circle and then fill it in, it takes a little longer, but at least you know what you're. The idea is if you can get rid of the white, it helps visually. So awesome! Look, bold central title, and then we have some ideas around the side with an icon, yay. And then it looks like afterwards, as I recall, we saw a relationship. So it's like when you get the stuff up, and then later you look and go, oh, these are related. So that's great. And then we have the red for underlining, very clear, easily readable. That whole, the glance and then the read level, completely clear, really good. Same thing here with the title in the middle. We know exactly what this chart is about from the get-go, and we'll do the same thing here. And then we know what these main points are, and we also know that we have categories of information. It's sort of like it's like a cluster. So as they were talking, the person who did this put either led the discussion in these areas, or when they talked about an area, and they went, your group will go off into meeting types, and then you can go back because you already have that neighborhood mapped out, or you can start a new neighborhood if they have a new category. So again, the creativity and the leadership and spreading out across DAI projects with the lightning.
Thunderbolt, yeah, that was.
Yeah. Okay, good. So same thing here. Like when you look at this chart, you can see immediately. Okay, this is what it's about, and there seems to be some discussions, some questions, and basically like a giant recommendation at the end, or a giant, some sort of main point that they wanted, that both of these things led to about this and this. So the point is that as you were talking, and I'll just tell they Alex did this and he wrote these and he wrote these, and I said, why don't you just put these labels in, because I happened to notice that these were all questions, so that it gives the glance level, it gives just that little bit of more structure to have these things labeled, because without it, these are sort of small, but with the labels, your mind goes, oh look, 3 to 5 main categories that I can grasp, and then I can go down to details.
Can I add one thing here? Krista's words, or her style, is just so much better than Alex and mine. This just seems, to me, a real important thing that I got to get better at, because I just like it's stronger. It draws my eye.
What do you like about it?
It's just the legibility, nobody else is catching this, huh?
No, I know what you're saying.
Actually, I know
it's a little less.
Krista, right?
Yeah.
Krista she had sort of a natural fluidity of being able to write while people were. You have to develop that channel,
right.
Because you're listening and you're writing at the same time. And some people that's a natural skill, and it was sort of like she's listening and she's talking at the same time. And I think you guys
And it looks
are
good.
listening.
It looks better, I should say.
Talking, and you just get more fluid with practice. So for this whole team, any other comments before we move on? Things you liked or things you learned? Okay, great job. Okay, now I'm going to do my reviews. Can somebody help me and just move this over so that we can see all 3 of these, and then we'll move it back when we do the next one. We just have to move it a couple of feet. So again, what do we know? We see the title, and then these must be the 3 main buckets of information, right? With the red. And then we see, even though we have buckets of information, we can see that they're related. What does this mean, too small? Was this part of the chart?
Yes.
Oh, something's too small?
The implementation.
Oh, the implementation is too
projects.
small.
Are they too small?
Right, so it's, it's really clear. If it's underlined, then we know these are the same kinds of information with details. So good structure, nice bold writing, you can see from far away. And you can see, these are different, right? And there's not necessarily one particularly better. This might not be too small for a big group, but for this exercise, notice that, like, if you leave a lot of white space, that actually gives room for your mind to breathe around the information. If you make it really bold, it's commanding. There's not any particular, everybody has their own, every chart will come out different. There's no particular right or wrong, unless you get way off the deep end towards way too small and way too bold. But it's just how it comes out. Okay, great. Look, we have the title and we have a picture that grabs our attention. Love that. Yellow highlight on the title, and pros and cons in different colors, so we can read that information with this process in the middle, and then say, look, they're related. I mean, this one has a whole visual flow that we just sort of get just by looking at the structure that holds that information for us. And I heard somebody in this group say, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Like, there's something, and I want to ask you, did you notice as it came out and created the chart, either as a participant or as a facilitator, did it start to hang together? Did you have that experience of, oh look, and especially that's why I made you say, stand back and look at it, what did you learn? Because everybody at the end of it was writing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the first thing you see, need more inclusive dialogue, was the last thing you wrote. So that step of, okay, we got the input out, but now what does it mean and what are we saying? This one's great. It's got three separate, you can tell right away, title, 3 separate areas. Here's our challenge little guide. And are these like orange bullet points, or are these leading to them?
I guess these were bullet points, like
Right.
these are trends, and then the idea was that these sort of they were related to these
They were
ones, so
related,
weren't
yeah,
just other points.
that's what I saw, like the dotted, so showing the relationship of dot, 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 and it's coming into this. So again, we're gathering information, and then we're visually indicating how it's related. Okay, now I have to move this one over. So for this team of 3, any learnings or highlights before we move on? Anything you learned for these guys? No? Okay. Great bullet points. Do you notice how right away you can see bing, 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 3 separate colors of information, brown, green, the prep, the rollout, and the challenges, brown, green, orange, and red highlights for each one. So it looks easy. I have to say, it looks easy when you look at this chart. Oh, well, that's easy. They did a color here, and they decided if these were all different colors, that might be too much difference, and your mind couldn't process it. But it's like, let's make all the details red in 3 different colors. Sometimes you only need a couple, like, sort of color strategies in your mind. You don't have to do it every time. You can make all of your bullet points red all the time. You know what I'm saying? But making it like this, it makes it with big title, 3 areas, that it makes it really easy to read and see. And same here. This person decided they would have their cluster things purple with boxes around them and with red highlights. Right away, we know exactly what kind of information is being gathered here, and then we know what's important too. Like this, for instance, so this turned out to be extra important. And the little graphics sort of draw us in because we see I love that, the family times, yes. Family times, like, can't you just see them like, we don't have enough time together. Okay, great. You guys did really well. Same thing here, great title, red bullet points, 3 different colors for information, and the formal and the informal. This one was really interesting. I happened to see this group do red pluses for the pluses, purple minuses, and then at the end when they were looking at the overview, it was like, okay, well, the question mark came out. What does this? We've gathered this, but then where are we going to go with it? Because a lot of times when you do the overview, you're just thinking, next step, where are we going with this? Well, we're going to have to do some analysis. Really simple, great graphic. This one is, the yellow sort of, where is she? See we drew the yellow in the beginning? It's just like this yellow target in the middle. It was right away, that's the title, it's going to be in the middle. And then these came out at the end, right? So it's the same thing. It's like we're having a discussion and it's leading to and then you made it big and bold so that you know what the main point was. And this here is the same, really simple structure. I mean, you don't, as is and to be with the orange titles, and then all of our bullet points, and then, I mean, this is a really effective structure which a lot of people use. It's just a label and a chunk of information with dot points underneath it. You know right away this is the title. So I just wanted to walk through for you guys that each one of these charts is crystal clear about what the information was and what what the relationship of it is. So good job. Now we're going to take lunch, and I think we'll go till 1:00.